Okay, so one more time. What are these blue dots?
They're data points.
Data points. So there are the points that like some observer, some scientist with a clipboard like logged in, right? So these are things that penguins did. We know for sure. It's happening right here. Something, okay? Now this right here, what is this line right here?
The line of best fit.
Line of best fit. And it's mathematically determined, and your graphing calculator can do it. But when I was in school, we would just kind of like eyeball it with a ruler and be like, bam, there it is. But your calculator, if you have all these data points, your calculator or Desmos will come up with this line of best fit. Okay? And the line of best fit is sometimes you won't necessarily have a data point that like lands on the line of best fit. Do you know the point of the line of best fit? No? Okay, so it's just say like, well, let's just say like, I don't know, like this is days, right? And this is dollars, right? So I have like some data like 5 days equates to $4 and 7 days equates to, like with my clipboard, 7 days kind of went with $7. But I'm really kind of curious about 6.2357 days. I don't know why, but I want to know about 6.357 days. Well, do I have a data point for exactly 6.2357 days? No. Or I don't even have a data point for like, I mean, I technically don't even have a data point for 6 days to be actually, because it's like a little bit past the 6th day. So the line of best fit, if you have an equation, and I'll just make one up. Let's say the equation of this line of best fit is y equals positive 3 over 2 x minus 5. Well, if you have this line of best fit, you can estimate how much money corresponds to 6.2357 days. How do you do that?
You plug that in for x.
Yep, you plug it in for x. So even though we didn't observe this actual data point, you can kind of get an idea, as long as the graph is kind of like linear like this, you can get an idea of what it would be. Kind of, it fills in the gaps for us. So that's what scatter plots are all about. So what's tricky about this problem is you have to come up with your own equation, right? So I gave you the equation here. So what you want to do is you want to think about the other lesson where you are given, it's kind of like this lesson actually. What is the equation of a line that goes through, and sometimes on the test they'll give you the equation, which is nice, that goes through, all right, and here is 2, 0 and 7, 8. Do you know how to find the equation of this line that goes to these points?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you do that?
y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
Good, and that solves for what?
The slope.
Good. So we're about to get our MLOP. So we're going to get y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And what do we get?
8 over 5.
Okay, now what?
Now you plug in like a point into the point slope formula.
What's the point slope formula?
Y minus y1 equals the slope times x minus x1.
You can definitely do that. So then what do you get?
You can do 0 or y minus 0 equals 8/5 x minus 2.
X minus 2. And this becomes just y equals
8/5 x minus 16/5.
Good. You go like that. So across the top, across the bottom. So 16 over 5.
Mhm.
And this just so happened to have 0 here because it was kind of easier. But if you had a number there, then you would have to move it over and connect it with that one. I actually think the point slope formula was pointless until I did calculus. I was like, you don't really need it because you can do it with this one. But it's definitely more direct, just more to memorize. But you can do this. So what's our slope?
8/5.
And what's a y that exists on this line?
0.
What's an x that exists on this line?
2.
Okay, then you're going to get 0 equals 16 over 5 plus b. And if you solve for b, what do you get?
-16.
And now put it all together. So y equals mx plus b, and fill in your m and fill in your b. So y equals
8/5 x
8/5 x
minus 16.
So either way. You understand how to do this problem?
No.
We just did it. So it says use the 2 yellow points. So this point right here is 2, 0, which is, where did I put it? Here? Bam.
Oh.
And this point right here is 7, 8, which is this one here. Bam.
Okay.
So those 2 points, we can use them because they actually exist. They're not data points. They're actually points on the line of best fit. Okay, so then we went from there and we got a linear equation. Now we have this. Now we can make a prediction. So I can say like, all right, well, 6.3 days, no problem. If I want to know how much money you get in 6.3 days, what do? You
just do 8/5 times 6.3 minus 16/5.
Yeah, that's it. You want to try? Are you good? Or you want to do a practice one?
I think I'm good.
Okay, you sure?